Brock Lesnar has the right to be upset with the WWE locker room, and there's backstage chaos regarding his upcoming match. Drew McIntyre reveals his true feelings on Cody Rhodes and his title reign. Triple H has no plans to bring back Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Karrion Kross and Scarlet are charging big bucks for indie bookings. WWE Unreal Season 2 under production. The WWE is buying TNA. Why did WWE let Ashante The Adonis' contract expire? Jimmy Uso confirms a major star is still signed to WWE. Triple H is trying so hard to ruin Roman Reigns. CM Punk's better days are way behind him. Let's dive right in. Drew McIntyre reveals his true feelings on Cody Rhodes and his title reign. Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes go way back, but the Scottish Warrior is gunning for Rhodes' undisputed WWE title with some harsh words. On Wrestling Republic, McIntyre was asked if he'd return to the main event soon or stick to smaller storylines. He said he doesn't control the booking but makes the most of every opportunity, working with Triple H's creative team to elevate their ideas. McIntyre's been chasing the title, the same one he held during the pandemic, but keeps getting sidetracked. I mean, obviously watch the Unreal show. I don't book the show, brother, but I control the controllable, and everything that comes my way, I do my absolute best with it. I believe, I've been given some quality stuff and turned it into even better, working with the amazing creative team we have. Obviously Hunter leading the charge, and there's nothing I've had that I thought, oh my goodness, this is terrible. This is going to screw things up. Everything is logical, makes sense, and I'm excited to see where we keep taking it. I just keep going for that title, and then I keep getting taken right off here and off here and off here. All I want is my precious Ryu to get that title run in front of live fans back on SmackDown, where it's a WWE championship. The title I held during the pandemic the entire time. The title I won, the guy that's got it, the one I want to beat for it, Cody Rhodes. McIntyre and Rhodes, friends for 20 years since their days as young tag team champions, have taken different paths. McIntyre thinks Rhodes craves attention and approval too much, and he wants to take the title to show him the harsh realities of wrestling. 20-year, relationship with him and I. Former tag team champions as kids. Former chosen ones, I guess, for the future. Not chosen ones. Had to choose ourselves, but different destinations we're at right now, where I open my eyes to the truth of it. So many things, and he's so desperate to be liked, so desperate for attention. I want to be the one to take the title off him and teach him the hard way, the reality of the wrestling world, the reality of the world, because he's still in the mindset I was in. In 2020, Rhodes won the title from John Cena at SummerSlam, only to be attacked by McIntyre on the August 8th SmackDown. With Clash in Paris coming up, it's unclear if McIntyre will get his shot at Rhodes there. He's also doubling down on his brutal take on the WWE locker room. After saying 85% of the roster doesn't belong, he tweaked the number to 82% on Wrestling Republic but stuck to his point. Yeah, I said it recently. I don't know why it was so controversial. The 85%, maybe I'm a little off. Maybe it's like 82% of the roster. It's like they shouldn't be WWE superstars. McIntyre clarified, it's not just about size. It's about presence and effort. And, I don't just mean that you have to be big and jacked like me. It would help to look like an athlete, my God. It's like, you're in there. World Wrestling Entertainment. Wrestling's still in there. Athletic endeavor. At least look like an athlete. He slammed the roster for being too similar and questioned their ability to adapt if injuries change their style. Be in shape for goodness sake, but to find something that makes you stand out, like something different. What's going to make you different from everybody else? Just a bunch of guys to me that just do the same thing and are very much of the same mold. And what's going to make you stand out from the other guy that's really good at wrestling or really good at high flying? And what if a knee injury comes and you can't do that style anymore? With WWE's $1.6 billion ESPN deal and short attention spans, McIntyre stressed the need for larger-than-life stars. Every single one of our segments have to be bangers. They have to have something to draw your eye. If you're not physically larger than life, have something that makes you watch that segment. He urged the roster to step up and hit the gym. Just freaking think about it and stand out. And also get in the damn gym. You've got all the free time in the world. You get paid a bunch of money now. Everybody makes money now. You get no freaking excuse. Sitting on your couch eating pizza. McIntyre's standing firm, challenging the roster to prove him wrong. What do you think of his shots at Rhodes and the locker room? Will he take the title from Cody? Triple H has no plans to bring back Karrion Kross and Scarlet. The wrestling world is abuzz after Karrion Kross and Scarlet left WWE when their contracts expired. Some fans thought it might be a storyline, especially after Seth Rollins' recent injury twist given Kross's popularity, but veteran journalist Bill Apter isn't buying it. On Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine with host Mac Davis, Apter made it clear he believes their exit is real. They are selling their own merch right now. They've got a documentary coming out. Scarlett has put on her social media that it was great being there. I don't think it's a work. I just don't think they really found a place for Karrion Kross. Apter said. Inside sources suggest Triple H might have a personal reason for not pushing stars like Kross and LA Knight. On the Wrestling Outlaws, an inside source claimed Triple H could be jealous of their striking presence. Everyone Triple H has a problem with, there is one thing they got in common. They are all impressive looking, okay? Drew McIntyre is impressive looking, bro. And need I say Drew McIntyre is much more fierce looking and dangerous looking than Triple H ever was. Who else does he have a problem with? Karrion Kross. What does Karrion Kross look like? Who else does he have a problem with? LA Knight, an inside source said. What's next for Karrion Kross and Scarlett remains a mystery, but their WWE chapter seems closed for now. What do you think about Triple H's decision? Should Kross and Scarlett get another shot in WWE? Karrion Kross and Scarlett are charging big bucks for indie bookings. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are making waves on the indie wrestling scene after leaving WWE, but their high asking prices are raising eyebrows. According to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, one indie promoter questioned if their WWE exit is even real, pointing to the steep rates the couple is charging. One person involved in independent wrestling brought up that Karrion Kross/Scarlett are charging a very high price tag, and after the conversation said that they weren't buying any of this regarding the WWE departure. Meltzer said, Kross, however, insists his departure is no storyline. He confirmed he's a free agent and that WWE gave him little time to decide on a new deal. Contrary to what people think, it wasn't a work. I was given 24 hours to accept a new contract, and then it was off the table. I'm a free agent, Kross said. The duo is sticking to select high-paying bookings, with their next appearance set for the big event NY's XS Entertainment X Sports Expo on November 15th at the Suffolk Credit Union Arena in Brentwood, New York. By setting premium rates, Kross and Scarlett are keeping themselves exclusive, but it might limit how many promoters can afford them. This move could either cement their value or keep them off bigger stages for now. What do you think of Kross and Scarlett's pricey indie strategy? Will it pay off or could it backfire? WWE Unreal Season 2 is in production. WWE's Unreal Season 2 is already filming, and it's shaping up to be a wild look behind the curtain. According to Billy Body on the Dirty Sheets Wrestling Informer podcast, cameras have been rolling for weeks, capturing the road to SummerSlam 2025. Body said WWE never stopped filming after Season 1, and only a Netflix cancellation could halt it, which hasn't happened. They're already filming Season 2, which is the road to SummerSlam, and the only reason that they would stop is if Netflix say, don't bother, we don't want any more content, and that's not happened. Potty said. One juicy moment already caught on tape involves Gunther during SummerSlam weekend. Gunther had reservations about lacerating his own nose and felt more comfortable just doing a normal blade job, and in the end actually ended up going against the company instructions, making, I think, better content for Unreal if they do decide to show that or not, Potty said. Gunther's last-minute change left commentators and backstage crew in the gorilla position scrambling, and that chaos might make it into the show. Another highlight will be a Total Divas-style episode diving into WWE couples, featuring Montez Ford and Bianca Belair, Naomi and Jimmy Uso, and Ludwig Kaiser and Tiffany Stratton. You will look at Kaiser and Tiffany's relationship, Montez for Bianca Belair, and Naomi and Jimmy Uso as well. So that will be a very Total Divas-ish episode on the next season of Unreal, Potty said. WWE even brought Kaiser back as his Grand Americano character, partly to boost this episode. Plus, Body confirmed the Seth Rollins fake injury angle, which stirred up tons of talk, is a major storyline for Season 2. So, WWE are going to continue to film content, and the Seth Rollins fake injury angle is a large part of that, Potty said. While there's no premiere date yet, with all this footage already shot, Unreal Season 2 promises raw drama. What do you think about Gunther defying WWE's plans or the focus on stars' personal lives? Is filming this kind of behind-the-scenes chaos a good move for WWE? The WWE is buying TNA. TNA Wrestling could be on the verge of a game-changing ownership shift, with WWE quietly holding the upper hand. While rumors swirl about former UFC owner Lorenzo Fertitta eyeing a TNA purchase, Dave Meltzer dropped a bombshell in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. WWE already has an option to buy TNA outright. Meltzer confirmed that WWE's current partnership with TNA is similar to deals it made with European promotions like WXW, Progress, OTT, and Rev Pro. We were able to get a WWE source confirm. The working deal with TNA is similar to the deals WWE had offered various European groups when they offered to allow some European talent on the shows, and WWE also has the right of first refusal to match any other offers for TNA, Meltzer said. This gives WWE the power to match any bid if someone else tries to buy TNA. The goal? Ensure the buyer plays nice with WWE, not against them. The idea is that anyone who buys would do so with the idea of being friendly with WWE, not with the idea of being an enemy, Meltzer said. WWE's strategy goes deeper. It's it's about sidelining AEW in the media rights race. With WWE and UFC under TKO Group Holdings, WWE wants TNA to take the #2 spot in wrestling, weakening AEW's chances for a big TV deal in 2027. The idea is to use the partnership and get TNA to the #2 spot, thus hurt AEW's popularity and ability to get the next television contract in 2027. Meltzer said WWE could buy TNA outright or follow a model like their AAA deal, where TKO-backed funding gave WWE control, even if someone else fronted the cash. The belief is that Philip put up a large share of the money for the purchase, but WWE got the controlling interest and all the power to run it, Meltzer noted. WWE might even push TNA to air on Wednesdays, AEW's night, to steal viewers and hurt their rivals' ratings. The key is that TNA will do much lower numbers on a Wednesday. The only people who benefit from it on Wednesday above those dates are those who want to see AEW's numbers hurt more than TNA's numbers succeed, Meltzer said. Fertitta's name keeps popping up, and with his TKO and UFC ties, he could be a WWE-friendly buyer. TNA has been up for sale before, but WWE and AEW both passed previously, with AEW seeing little value in TNA's brand due to its footage being tied to Ring of Honor. Now, with WWE's ties to A&E and the CW, and their right of first refusal, they're in the driver's seat. Whether WWE buys TNA or sets up a loyal ally to run it, their plan seems clear. Use TNA to take down AEW. What do you think of WWE's moves to control TNA? Are they playing dirty to hurt AEW's future? Why did WWE let Ashante The Adonis' contract expire? Ashante The Adonis is no longer with WWE, and the reason behind his exit reveals a cold, calculated move by the company. Instead of releasing the former Hit Row member during recent roster cuts, WWE chose to let his contract expire quietly. According to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, this was a deliberate strategy to avoid extra costs tied to Adonis' main roster contract. Ashante The Adonis, Tahuti Miles, 32, had his contract expire over the weekend. He had a main roster contract, but he'd been used exclusively on NXT. It's a bad position to be in when a main roster contract expires, and the person is in NXT at a time they are making cuts, Meltzer said. WWE saw it as smarter to let Adonis' deal run out rather than cut him and pay a 90-day non-compete clause. Given his contract would have expired at roughly the same time if they didn't cut him, essentially they just paid him for the last 3 months of his deal, just as they would have with a 90-day non-compete, Meltzer explained. Adonis' time in NXT ended without fanfare. A romantic storyline with Carmen Petrovich, teased for months, was dropped in April with no explanation, and he vanished from TV soon after. The breakup was clearly to take him off television since it went no farther and he was quickly gone, Meltzer noted. Meltzer wasn't shocked by WWE's decision, having predicted Adonis' exit once the angle fizzled. The 32-year-old, real name Tahuti Miles, had a promising start. A U.S. Army veteran who served in Afghanistan, he played college football at the University of Maryland before training to wrestle in 2018. He joined WWE in 2019 as part of the original Hit Row with Swerve Strickland, Top Dollar, and BFAB. The group was released in 2021 but brought back in 2022, with Adonis landing on SmackDown before moving to NXT. Now a free agent, Adonis hasn't spoken publicly about his departure, but he's hinted before that he's far from done with wrestling. What do you think of WWE's choice to let Adonis' contract expire? Should they have given him another chance? Jimmy Uso confirms a major star is still signed to WWE. Jimmy Uso dropped a surprising update about a fan-favorite star during a recent chat on Stephanie McMahon's What's Your Story podcast. While talking about his Anoa'i family, the former Bloodline member casually confirmed that Tamina is still signed to WWE, despite her absence from TV. Tamina hasn't appeared on WWE programming since March 2023 and was removed from the active roster in July 2024, leading many to think her time with the company was over. But Jimmy's comments suggest she's still under contract. I'm lucky enough to say it. Like my brothers are in here. I'm having so much fun. Solo, my younger brother Jacob, is now in here. We got Lance that's down at NXT signed, Roman, obviously, Jay, Tamina, and Nia, Uso said. In the same conversation, Jimmy shared a lighthearted story about his childhood crush on WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, revealing she was a global heartthrob. I told Trish Stratus she was the only poster my mom allowed to have up. My first poster in our room. Yeah, Trish was the first one we were allowed to have. Naomi, she was your first crush and it was legit. Yeah, all of us. Probably half the 80% of the male population here on Earth, he said. Jimmy's been struggling on SmackDown lately, taking several losses to MFT members. What do you think about Tamina still being with WWE? Should the company bring her back to TV? Triple H is trying so hard to ruin Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is one of WWE's all-time biggest stars, with his tribal chief persona skyrocketing his popularity over the past 5 years and elevating the company. But since losing the undisputed WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, the 40-year-old's momentum has taken a hit. There are clear signs that Triple H's creative decisions might be hurting the original tribal chief's standing. Reigns hasn't been in a major match since facing Solo Sikoa on Raw's Netflix debut to settle who's the true tribal chief and claim the Ula Fala. After the Bloodline saga wrapped up, Reigns has been stuck in a rut, losing more than winning. He finally scored a victory at SummerSlam, but Jey Uso got the pin, making Reigns look like a sidekick to his former right-hand man and dimming his tribal chief aura. They're not booking Roman like the top guy anymore, an inside source said. It's like they're letting his star power fade. Reigns' part-time schedule hasn't helped, already weakening his spot as WWE's leading face. Triple H's team seems to be stuck in a loop. Reigns gets a big premium live event match, takes a beating, goes on hiatus, and comes back to repeat the cycle. His historic title reign cemented him as one of WWE's greatest champions, but shockingly, he never got a rematch after losing to Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Meanwhile, Triple H gave Cody, the American Nightmare, a rematch right after losing to John Cena, and Rhodes reclaimed the title at SummerSlam 2025. Despite these setbacks, fans still go wild whenever Reigns appears. The question is whether Triple H and WWE will steer the original tribal chief back to the top. What do you think about how Reigns is being booked? Is Triple H dropping the ball with the tribal chief? CM Punk's better days are way behind him. A former WWE star has stirred controversy by claiming CM Punk's prime is far behind him. The Second City Saint returned to WWE in late 2023 and has been a major player, even winning the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther at SummerSlam. But Matt Riddle, a former United States champion with a rocky WWE past tied to substance abuse and allegations, isn't impressed. Speaking to TMZ Sports, Riddle praised Punk's ability to draw fans but said his in-ring performance has faded. He's killing it. He's wrestling. He's staying active. He's staying busy, and his fans seem to love it. So, I have no ill will toward the man. I just don't think he's, well, good at fighting. I think his better days of wrestling are way behind him, and that's not a knock. I'll tell you this, I'm not getting that much better or faster or stronger, and I can tell you he's definitely not either, especially with all the botches, you know, Riddle said. Riddle's no stranger to calling out Punk, having previously said in June that he's tough to work with, a point he repeated to TMZ. Punk's SummerSlam title win was cut short when Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on night 1. Furious, Punk got revenge by interfering in Rollins' title defense against LA Knight on last week's Raw. This week, Punk teamed with Knight against the Vision's Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, but the match ended in a disqualification after Rollins attacked Punk. Jey Uso stepped in to help the babyfaces, prompting GM Adam Pearce to book a fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight Championship at Clash in Paris on August 31st, pitting Rollins against Punk, Knight, and Uso. They're setting up a war in Paris, an inside source said. Punk's got a lot to prove after Riddle's shots. What do you think of Riddle's comments about Punk? Can CM Punk still hang with the best in that fatal four-way? Brock Lesnar has the right to be upset with the WWE locker room, and there's backstage chaos regarding his upcoming match. Brock Lesnar's explosive comeback at SummerSlam 2025 in New Jersey, where he attacked John Cena, set the stage for a major feud in Cena's final months as a wrestler. But behind the scenes, there's chaos over Lesnar's next match. According to Bodyslam.net, WWE's locker room is split on whether the Beast Incarnate should face Cena in a rumored September 2025 premium live event set to clash with AEW's All Out. Lesnar's last WWE match was at SummerSlam 2023, where he lost to Cody Rhodes, and his planned return at Royal Rumble 2024 was derailed by his mention in the Janelle Grant lawsuit against Vince McMahon. There's a real divide backstage, an inside source said. Some don't want Brock going over Cena in what could be their last match, but others think it's wrong for Lesnar to lose his first bout in over 2 years. Lesnar and Cena have history, first clashing early in Cena's career. When WWE pushed new stars like Cena and Batista, Lesnar was sidelined, only to return in 2012 and dominate Cena at SummerSlam 2014 after a win at Extreme Rules 2012. Now, with Lesnar advertised for SmackDown on September 12th and 19th, the stage is set for their next chapter. Former UFC star Chael Sonnen, on his YouTube channel Brock Lesnar is Back, said Lesnar has every right to feel bitter toward the WWE locker room for not supporting him during the lawsuit drama. Brock has the right to have some resentment. Brock has the right to look around. I mean, there's a time in your life when you find out who your friends are, and that could be a blessing and a curse, because a lot of the ones you were sure would be there aren't. And I am sure when Brock Lesnar got back to the locker room, oh my goodness, it's great to see you, and there were hugs all around. Sonnen said. Sonnen compared Lesnar's situation to Will Smith's infamous slap of Chris Rock, noting that no one in WWE stood up for Lesnar. But Brock could have these guys speaking up for him, and no one did. It's interesting that Will Smith went through the same thing when he slapped Chris Rock. But a grand total, nobody spoke up for him to say, hey, he is a really nice guy, this is a bad moment. But hold on, let's just take a look at the broader picture. You come out and speak up for the guy. Nobody did that for Brock, he said. With no resolution to the backstage debate, it's anyone's guess how WWE will book Lesnar versus Cena. What do you think about the locker room tension? Should Lesnar go over Cena, or is it time for the franchise player to get the win?